It was supposed to be a simple drive, a quick 2-hour trip to the next town for some last-minute groceries before the storm hit. The clouds hung low, pregnant with rain, but the road ahead was clear. I punched the directions into the GPS and let its soothing voice guide me. About 30 minutes in, the GPS suggested a shortcut. "Turn right in 500 feet," it said, and I, wanting to save time, obeyed. The road was narrow, hemmed in by thick trees that seemed to close in the further I went. I thought nothing of it at first, just a quiet country road, until the fog rolled in. It came out of nowhere, thick and impenetrable. My headlights barely made a dent in it, and the trees had grown denser. I slowed to a crawl, peering ahead, my pulse beginning to quicken. The GPS kept chirping, "Continue straight for 3 miles," but my instinct screamed at me to turn back. The road narrowed further, and then I saw it, a figure standing in the middle of the road. It was a woman in a torn dress, her hair hanging in wet, tangled strands over her face. She didn't move, didn't flinch, even as my car inched closer. I honked. No reaction. My heart was pounding now, my fingers gripping the wheels so tight they ached. "Turn back," I whispered to myself. But there was no room to turn around. The edges of the road dropped off into deep ditches. I couldn't risk it. I rolled down the window just enough to yell out, "Do you need help?" The woman's head jerked up violently, her hair whipping back to reveal a pale, twisted face. Her eyes were black pits, her mouth stretched into an impossible, toothy grin. She screamed, "No," howled, and lunged at the car. I slammed on the gas. The tires screeched, struggling for grip, but I shot forward, swerving to avoid her. My heart was a hammer in my chest as I sped down the road, the fog swirling like ghosts around me. The GPS voice chimed again, eerily calm, recalculating. The road started to change. The pavement cracked. The trees pressed in closer, their gnarled branches clawing at the sides of my car. My headlights flickered. I kept glancing in the rearview mirror, expecting to see her chasing me, but the road behind was empty. And then the road ended, dead stop. My car skidded to a halt in front of a massive, ancient oak that sprawled across the road like a sentinel. I was trapped. The GPS spoke again, but this time it wasn't the friendly voice I knew. "You've arrived." I froze. The screen was glitching, the image of a distorted face flashing on and off. Behind me, the fog began to clear, and I saw them. Dozens of figures, just like the woman. Torn clothes, empty eyes, grinning faces. They stood still for a moment, and then, as one, they started to run. Toward me. I don't remember much after that. Just the sound of my tires spinning as I reversed, the slam of my car into the ditch, the way the figures swarmed the vehicle, their faces pressed against the glass, their hands clawing at the doors. And the laughter. High-pitched, guttural laughter that echoed in my ears long after I woke up. I'm not sure how I escaped, or if I even did. Sometimes, when I'm driving alone at night, the GPS starts to glitch, recalculating when it shouldn't. And every now and then, in the distance, I see a figure standing in the road.